Hi. This song is for Faris and I love it, so I'm playing it before I start doing my vlog. Time for yourself, get up, get out, go find your peace, but you wouldn't be free if not for heat. Sometimes the thing you need is just some time for yourself, get up, get out, go find your peace, but you wouldn't be free. And I play music because music is so important to me. I am very housebound and I've always loved dancing. It's not something that I'm able to do anymore. I can do a bit of shoulder shimmying and maybe a bit of chair dancing, but I still love hearing like new fresh music. I keep thinking to myself that should I ever end up in a nursing home, I'm a bit worried about the sort of music they're gonna play, because I can't sit in some lounge with other old dears listening to Cliff Richard. You know, I'm going to want to listen to Eminem, 50 Cent. But I had a bad day yesterday. It comes out of nowhere. The day before I had gone with my husband to Aldi. It's about 5 minutes up the road, so that's a very short amount of time in the car. Had a coffee. So I sat down again, got up, walked around Aldi, sat in a car, got out of the car, and that really is enough to set my symptoms off. And for somebody who's been very active all their lives, you know, I jogged, swam 30 lengths every day, went to the gym, I've always looked after my body. To have that all taken away from you, all those endorphins, all those things that kind of give you a happy buzz, it is very, very difficult, and it's not something that I express often because my children were quite young when I first got unwell, which was about 10 years ago, and I felt I've always got to look on the bright side, show them that, you know, you can beat things, you can learn to live with different things. But I have these down days that as the years have gone by and my mobility has worsened, they're quite dark. It's just, I can be absolutely fine one moment and I'm happy, and I just get this sudden feeling, and it's like, you know, when you're on like a roller coaster and it's up there and then it does that real 90-degree dip. It's that, and it's so dark and horrible that just in that minute I do feel that I just want it all to go away. Yeah, I don't want to be me, I don't want to be disabled. And it's not a feeling sorry for yourself thing. Something just happens to me, and then that negative frame of mind, it's like a big wave coming over you. Like, you know, when you see the surfers and they go underneath, they get knocked off and they go underneath one of those giant waves, and that's the pressure of this kind of darkness when I get it. The adult mental health unit, and that helped considerably. And when I do get a down spell, I'm able to express it more. Like 5 years ago, I would not have come on YouTube and told strangers and probably people that I know will watch this, you know, that I wasn't coping, or that, you know, I felt that there were days that I just wished that I never woke up, and I thought I was letting everybody down, and it was weak. But now I realise that talking about it is actually what takes courage, and having to admit that I have days where, you know, something comes over me, I don't know what, and I can't read my book, I don't want to watch the television, hand in hand with exhaustion, when I've pushed myself just too far and I'm just physically wasted, and then that leads to me having a bad mental health spell. And I've been watching it's locked in, it's very overweight people, people that are sort of super morbidly obese, and how they move trying to get off the sofa is exactly what it's like for me with spinal cord damage. I have to maneuver. It's like I may as well be 30 stone, because that's how hard it is for me to move my body, to get up, to move around. And I have days where I too feel quite sprightly, like I feel really good today. I've gone for coffee, picked up a few little bits. I'm really trying to have the healthiest diet that I can, because in the back of my mind I have this fear that I am going to be huge. I had self-esteem issues that came with being overweight, and I wouldn't want to go back to that. So it's very hard, because being a mobile, I don't use up calories, and so I'm on about 800 calories a day, and if I go over that, I gain weight. And I don't expect to ever lose weight. I'm happy with my body, but that's enough about that. I've rambled on. I'm reading a book at the moment called Stalker, which I like. I've been really fussy of late. I've picked up so many books, read like the first 2 or 3 chapters, and they haven't hooked me, and I haven't persevered. But Stalker is very good, and it's one of those kind of Norwegian type books. It's a serial killer, and I can't help it, but I love a really good serial killer. And that's what I write about, but for young adults. I like thrillers that have a romantic hook to them, and I like there to be some form of obsession, serial killer, stalker, maybe someone who's witnessed a murder and that person's, you know, trying to hunt them down. I like a cat and mouse scenario, and I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it is to sell my book. I mean, I don't know what my expectations were. Obviously people that I know have bought my book, but they can't give me a, you know, when they critique it. And so I've got 4.5 stars on Amazon, but I've only had 4 reviews, and I think that's going to be just really difficult for me, getting people to read my book and review it. Thing that keeps me going, my writing, I have a purpose. When I get up, I come to my desk, it's like my mini office here, surrounded by my books, and I like to do a bit of twittering and connect with people, and I like to try and encourage people to buy my book, but it is really, really difficult. And I do get it. I think when somebody buys your book, that's a privilege, you know. They're doing something great for you. They're supporting you, and I really do appreciate that. And I really hoped that I would have sold more books, because 10% is going to cervical myelopathy, the condition that I have, and I wanted to give another 10% to the YMCA West London, because I want to support young people that are homeless. And it's going to be really embarrassing, because I get paid, you get paid like 2 months in arrears, and I'm getting my first payment tomorrow, and I think it's under £50, which means, sorry, that's my husband who's hoovering whilst I'm vlogging, and I'm just happy that he's hoovering. He's very good. He does all the housework, because I can't do it. And yeah, it's going to be really embarrassing, because basically I've got to write deposit something like £4.12 into each charity. But it is what it is, and I am doing my best to reach out to people and to be supportive to young people that have got mental health issues, whilst being myself. And I'm not a very good salesperson, and I'm obviously not really a very good vlogger either. My blogging's not great either, but I'm really doing my best, and I'm enjoying it, and I've got purpose, and my family are fantastic, and I'm very lucky that I've got a lovely little house that I live in, and the summer will be coming and I'll be out in the garden, so that's all good stuff. And I'm working on the rebirth of Henry Whittle. It's basically been done, but I'll tell you about that next time because my vlog's just too long. Bye everybody.